Rivlon times wartime edition! Total casualties of war 36,962. Yes, we haven't lost that many people. Queen consults with Imp Shaman. Imp Shaman! Yorick in rage. It's not medicine. It's medicine! Ah! What a play of words! Ah, such a clever little bone box. Ah. Queen offs orcs with Imp tea. Stick to beer and mishaps like this won't happen, Sir Falstaff alleges. The dragon takes a beaver. Scorching pigs inside.
I will need to burn those scorching pigs right away.
Catching up, Emperor. Factories to imitate enemy bombers functionality. Yes, we have bombers now and a lot of them. Yorick.
If you've been talking to Oberon, Commander, know he is
I have not.
overacting, in my humble opinion. In a remote town, far away from proper civilization, perhaps it is true tensions between undead and elves could manifest in some sort of temporary violence, but mass killings? By the Seven, no. That I cannot believe.
Oh? What makes it so hard to believe? What is this about? Bring me here, Oberon.
I have formally accused the undead in the city of Harrow Ridge of genocide and brought the matter before the council. The situation there is frightful. Fanatics among the undead, are there any other, have been purging the unclean. That is to say, the elven community.
Oh, that's not to be tolerated. Only I purge.
Night, empty houses in the morning, and loose earth in ditches near the edges of the city. Scandalous. As is the negligence shown by General Edmund. He was given the task of regulating the town according to your laws. But of course, he's not lifted a finger to stop this secretive slaughter because of his well-known contempt for the elves.
Oh, well, I have to have words with Edmund. Yes, he has contempt for the elves, but he has plenty of contempt for the undead as well, so this does not sound like him. Edmund, what is this about?
There's one favor you can do for me, Commander. It's to invite Oberon up on one of the observation decks, give him a nudge, and let gravity prove elves can indeed not fly. Then at least he can pester me no more with his aggravating accusations of professional misconduct.
Yes, well, you're suggesting murder. That's not good.
He's been prattling on and on about some tiff between some of his sorry sort and a couple of undead as hot-headed as they are airheaded. He even talks of genocide, if you can believe it. Melodramatic little man, isn't he? All of this is supposed to be happening in some rural hamlet newly conquered. No more than a collection of pigsties and whorehouses, I imagine, and I bet you can hardly tell the difference. Yes, I was officially given the responsibility to oversee matters there, but some local undead officer said he'd do the job, and I was all the more glad for it.
This sounds like gross negligence, Edmund. I will not tolerate this.
Missed the mark once more. I can hardly be charged for misconduct when I haven't even conducted anything, now can I, Commander?
Sloth is no excuse for failure, Edmund. There's talk of murder and you are the official responsible. Hop to it and investigate.
Hop to it?
Yes.
You have before you the greatest general in Rivlon, and you're ordering him to waste his time on a bunch of peasants that are having trouble playing nice. Very well, Commander. Perhaps later I can attend to more of this urgent business. I'm sure there's loads of kittens stuck in trees and toddlers in want of their teddies.
Yes. And you before you have a very upset dragon who doesn't want to minimize the deaths on his side and is hungry. Remember that, Edmund. Lizards, while not preferred food, can still be very fine food.
Yes, Commander?
I shall take my leave. I don't think the others have much of interest to say. 20 points. Let's see if there's some dragon power to unlock. Oh yes, we should speak with that demon. Sorry, too much lizard. What a vile creature.
At last we meet, Dragon Knight. Too long have I sensed your steadfast tread along my halls, like a reverberation through the spine. Too long have I heard your voice linger, like the recollection of a dream near forgotten. Too long have we been intangibly intimate without having made one another's acquaintance.
I greatly regret any intimacy I have with you, creature.
I am Corvus, the Raven, the Demon. I am what makes this ship a source of inconceivable power, and unbeknownst to you, I am your greatest ally. Greater than the wizard, your generals, and your armies combined.
Why do I doubt you are much? Great you may be, ally I sincerely doubt.
Today we finally look one another in the eyes.
You do not
Both
have
of us
eyes.
relish in the promise locked within.
So you are the vile cult helped assassinate my mother.
Yes, quite so. So ardent did this pitiful architect desire revenge that I saw my chance. He'd do anything to enact her death, even enact his own. So long we worked on that poisonous concoction, and already I could see the world through his eyes when it was finally brewed. He slipped it into her wine, and she, naive girl, yet a dragon, drank it all. I watched on as he leant over her and inhaled deeply as she exhaled her last breath. I do believe he climaxed then and there, the twisted soul. I laughed till I wept blood.
I also desired to rip you to pieces, vile creature. What do you want, demon?
But to give you power so that I may have my pleasures. I suffer in this lonely place where that devilish sorcerer tears in strips my mind and takes off with shattered memories. The fragments of true potential that might have been.
I'd tear and rip it much more than just your memories, creature.
And yet I remain free in dreams, for in dreams I have dominion. Long do I sleep, roam in reverie and wander worlds of wonder, dimensions you can neither behold nor comprehend. There have I found what I shall give you, in return for the deathless soul that is life's blood.
If you walk into why do you ask my permission to feed on
I
souls?
am but a slave now, bound by a demon's oath to serve the one that bound me. No more than an infernal genie in a rather exceptional bottle. Give me leaves though, and I can claw for the things I crave.
You will get none of it. I shall take my leave. Disgusting beast. Oh, it's a great pleasure to rip it apart as when I finally ripped the Raven apart. Ugh. Let's invest in some dragon power then. I think scales of steel will do for now.
Praise be that I know more than 100 languages older than mankind itself. If not, these books would mean very little to me indeed.
So, Corvus's Dreamwalker care to elaborate that, and how he limited his influence?
The term is pretty much self-descriptive, actually. You've talked to Grumio, haven't you? Well, there you go. The Raven sings to him, he says. Shows him pretty miracles. That's just Corvus toying with him. Just like he toys with your brothers and sisters. The demon can't help itself. He invades people's minds and plays havoc with them.
Wretched
As long as he
indeed.
teaches useful things, though, he can be a blessing. Because that excitable imp down in the engineering bay would never have thought of something as outlandish as a jetpack, unless he saw it in a fantasy of the night. That much I can assure you.
Well, Grumio tells me that the voice is females is another form of Corvus.
I'm not surprised. When one meets Corvus, one sees his true guise. But in dreams, he can appear as anyone or anything. No doubt Grumio sees or hears an imp girl of fantastic beauty. He has no idea a demon is toying with him. But as long as it shows him things we can use to our advantage, I see no reason to burden him with the truth.
I assume you think it's as unwise to deal with Corvus as I do?
In a word, yes.
Good.
I know the game he plays. I too have once been tempted by demonic gifts, but never have I succumbed to their attraction. He is ready to wield the greatest and most ghoulish sorcery of all. Magia sanguinis. Foreboding words. For blood magic demands blood. Do not forget.
I prefer to spill most blood without magic. How come you know so much of these events but kept them to yourself?
Why, Corvus told me, of course. He'll tell you everything if you ask. For he relishes in the opportunity to unfold his plans. See you react when he tells you how he set in motion the ruin of the empire you gave your life for. How, in your case, he helped kill your mother. Grief, hate, anger, any emotion you betray, he'll notice and drink it in like a prize brandy.
So I actually gave him what he wants? Oh, that makes me feel even more disgusted. Where's the architect now? The bastard who killed my mother.
Ask me about Corvus, my friend, and I will tell you all about the architect.
Well, I can't, so guess I shall take my leave. Back to the battlefield to work off my aggressions then, I think. So, we have made some fine bit of progress. And we have now a growing air fleet at our command, 8 bombers. Which we can deploy wherever we want. This transport can go over to this little isle here. And over here we have, what do we have actually? One trooper. Yeah, I think we'll take them off this island. No, I want them inside here. Oh, is it full? I guess we'll have to leave these behind then. I say we move with an amphibious invasion. Move the troops forward! We'll keep this secured. Well, we have more transport, we'll take those with us. But for now, I think we should go invest in our economy a little bit. Or at least in some research and stuff. So this one has 2. 1. These are not very profitable provinces so far. Nope, gold is very low in this place. So this is the best we can do for a gold mine. Research, no research we're solid on. All these imps, they're good at research, I suppose. Let's
Let's see, we still have... Also would like more of those types of cards. Right, we'll keep our soldiers as is for now. And where should we move? Shall we move up with a big invasion of this? I don't think that's wise yet. So I do think we need our balloon force to move forward. Might be moving it over here too. That's there's a lot of gold here. If we can get there, we can try. Bomber balloons. Yeah, all of them. Doubt they'll make it, but we'll see. Right, and the turn. I think they're preparing an invasion of our island. Yeah, they are invading. Small forces, but they are invading. Silver Draconis, eh? Sounds like a province the dragons should own. Green is going to be our biggest challenge, I think. Yellow's really getting swamped, so they're not doing too good. So we have a battle of Raven Seat apparently. Let's see. Well, there's an easy battle for us. Yes, the ships are good, but not good against 8 bloody bombers. There we go, we only lost one. This isle will probably be ours soon. Oh, well, I'm going to let this resolve itself as well, actually. And they're crushed. We lost 1 trooper. Oh, that's barely noticeable. Now here we have a big battle. Let's see, should we deploy any cards for this? Engines. Grenadiers will do 50% damage. Let's use some of these imp mercenary fighters. Oh, we could even auto-resolve this actually. But no, let's auto-resolve it. Imperial Army, handle this for me. Oh, we lost the transport, that's a shame. We'll need to make new ones. Oh, we have a solid advantage here. I'm done. No losses. Excellent. This was a solid strategy bit. Replant and wartime edition. Total casualties of war 42,106. Now 162. Yes. Aha. Massacre at Harrowage. Only good elf is a dead elf. Goes on that chance. Emperor rumored to have palace built on enemy's bones. Countries in shock. Barbaric tribes, not so much. Dragon to wear armor to battle. Flight in jeopardy, says Aviation Adept. Our approval of the undead has dropped a bit, but the rest is decent. Only the dwarves really don't like us. General's action of infantry got ironclad mercenaries. Awesome. Yorick?
By the Seven, Commander, what has happened in the town of Harrow Ridge is truly abominable.
Ooh.
Such crimes committed by my kinsmen. I can hardly believe it. Those elves, they must have staged unspeakable acts of sacrilege to madden them so. They must have... Why else would they? Heresy gross and foul.
Yes. You are making quite some mental gymnastics here. You're surprised at what's this, skull and bones?
The phrase too little too late comes to mind, Commander. But it seems Edmund did his duty in the end. The nightmare of Harrow Ridge vanished come the dawn, and those responsible for the killings have themselves been rendered unto death.
Oh, good.
Justice is hereby done, and I am furthermore glad to say Edmund apologized for his earlier disbelief in my accusations towards the undead. I hope they too have learned a lesson. They've had a horrid example of what their own religious mania may lead to.
We can only hope so, but Edmund apologizing must have been serious then. Edmund, I heard you did the unspeakable.
Harrow Ridge. A harrowing place if ever there was one, Commander.
Oh.
When Oberon first spoke of its supposed horrors, I dismissed them as the ravings of yet another councillor shouting for attention. But it was all damnably true.
Oh?
The undead, they were slaughtering each and every elf they could get their bony, sordid claws on. In the name of the Seven. Lunatics, the lot of them.
Good.
But no skeleton stirs there anymore. They tasted their own medicine by my very blade. The law of the land I set in place and left a kindly old elven landowner as mayor. They'll rebuild their houses lost to zealots' torches, and forget as best as they might the Knights of Blood.
Well, hopefully they forget and don't repay them in vengeance. We cannot use this as a cycle of violence in my empire, Edmund.
To think the idea of a few dead elves made me chuckle as I travelled there. Quite another thing to see them lying in the ditches, row on row, gored and mangled. Yet no sooner had my troops restored order than their survivor spirits soared once more, and they swore to reshape their stricken little society. I'll think kindlier of elves in future, Commander. They're a stout lot over there in Harrow Ridge. Good luck to them.
Well, good luck. Glad you learned something of this, Edmund.
Looks like Edmund's impenetrable contempt for all that is non-lizard was pierced, Commander, be it ever so slightly. Had a kind word to say about some elves out in the country.
Yes.
Why he'd do that for the life of me, I can't imagine.
Well, horror can do horrible things to a man. More interesting things, I suppose. Off to my room.
Tragic news, Commander. A student of wizardry went berserk on campus and slaughtered no less than 22 fellow pupils with a magic-infused sword.
Wow.
Something like this never could have happened if it wasn't so easy to buy such weapons from any enchanter's emporium. I therefore propose that no citizen is allowed to buy weaponry unless he or she has been given a permit by the state after a sound background check.
Yes, well, must have been quite a swordsman. Though if the enchantment was strong in it, I suppose.
As usual,
Yorick?
the elves have it all wrong. We don't need less weapons, we need more weapons. If all those dead students had been carrying their own thunder clubs, lightning swords, or blood rifles, that madman would have been a smouldering heap of fleshy shreds the moment he attacked another.
I think I have heard this argument before. But they would have to be capable of certain weapons to achieve that end. Falstaff.
Oberon has the right idea. Yes, every dwarf sleeps with an axe under his pillow, but that doesn't mean they should be allowed to parade through the streets with flaming hammers. And I speak from experience. Only took one sneer from a lizard afore my brother started swinging the damn thing, and now there's only ashes and ruin where once stood a whole town.
So you say people need to be protected from their own stupidity. I can get behind that. Prospera.
I fully support Oberon in this matter and would even go a step further. If it were up to the lizards, no citizen would have license to own weapons beyond the scope of a bread knife. Permits, however, are a first step in the right direction and should be ratified at once.
Okay. So that's clear. Trinculo, I think you would find it a hindrance to invention, as it were.
What a
Let me
preposterous
guess.
notion.
Yes.
Because one sorcerer's apprentice turns out to be a few bullets short of a six-shooter. Our children should be denied the gaiety of innocent games like backyard cannonade or hide-and-seek the lit fuse. No, no, no. A weekly trip to the Enchanter's Emporium is every growing imp's pride and joy.
Yes, well, the hide-and-seek the lit fuse is what got your princess killed, was it not? No, I think I will indeed my stricter weapon laws.
You take a load off my mind, Commander. Imagine the damage that could have been done if that student had bought an imp repeater. One blast can level a classroom.
Wow. I want one of those now. Trinker, could you hook me up with
right
some...
from under our educational values, Commander. No permit will be given to wee babes, but the younger they get their hands on the hilt or trigger, the more responsible they become. Stands to reason.
Sometimes. Prosper's happy, I imagine.
Massacres like the one that took place in Maxos Bridge should be avoided at all costs, even if the means are perceived by some to be despotic. Where individual responsibility fails, the state must step in.
A wise decision, Commander. And I'll personally ensure that particular brother of mine never gets a permit.
Very good, Falstaff. You know, the dwarfs and I don't see eye to eye that often, but I'm glad to see on something we can.
How dare you, Commander? He who takes away our right to bear arms takes away our liberties. Why would only people of good and honest standing be allowed to carry weapons? They don't want the damn things in the first place.
You make very weird arguments here, York. Very weird. I think you are so upset about the Harrowage incident. Well, with this decision, I will leave for the battlefield and see you on my demon-infused ship another day. A fine day to you all.